Hello. So today I will be sharing to you the cons of the Fair Labor Standards Act, or short term matter, FLSA. If anybody does not know what the Fair Labor Standards Act means, it means establishing minimum wages, overtime pay, record keeping, and youth employment standards affecting employees in the private sector and in federal, state, and local governments. I take it as okay. You probably work. You probably work at Amazon. That's like a federal, like a local government, like federal or local governments. Like McDonald's is a state. It's all over around the world. It's in different states. So that is a state government employment. So it also was built. It also was created in 1938, and that's when employees work too many hours, or they try to get more hours and get overtime pay, but some managements will not allow overtime hours or payment. So, so I'm basically explaining how employees with disabilities or teens and transportation are most affected in a work environment, especially with the breaks, the schedules, and different type of things. Okay. Employees with disabilities. Employees with disabilities have a lot to offer. They have different standards. So when an employee goes in and tells their manager or senior manager saying, okay, yes, I have a disability, or I have a note from my doctor stating that I have this certain disability and I cannot do as much work as anybody else. Like I can't drive no little car, bringing baggage cars, or switching cans out, or just like delivering packages everywhere around the city or around the world. So I used to quote from this website that deals with employees who have disabilities. An employee who the employer regards as disabled. This is true even if the employer is wrong and the employee is not actually disabled. If the employer discriminates against an employee based on an incorrect belief that the employee has a disability, the employee is protected by the ADA. Okay, this quote stood out to me because I've seen people get harassed because they disability and they work. So people don't care how this works at all because people think like, okay, I can do this and that. So the ADA, if people don't know what that means, it means the Americans with Disabilities Act. That protects all people with different disabilities, such as diabetes or cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy means people who can't use their muscles very well. Autism, they deflecting in the real world, so they actually have to go. They take their time, move now some move quicker than others, or they move kind of slower than others. But enough about that. So when people discriminate employees with different disabilities, they are protected by the ADA, and they can report it if they are being mistreated by their employees, such as people who kind of bully, threaten, or discriminate, like basically discriminate you in any type of way for employees having a disability. Also, employees with disabilities, and they say they have a disability, they're also protected by the ADA and their employment. Employees can reveal if they have a disability to their coworkers if they so wish to. If not, and people find out, then yes, there is an automatic firing because that is discrimination against the employee. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about the teenagers. Teenagers that work in McDonald's, Burger King, warehouses, wherever. Sometimes the employment do not put in their days, stating like, okay, I work this amount of days. So, but like sometimes, okay, so they work 8 hours every day. That's about 40 hours. You only get paid for like 30 or 20 hours. So basically, they can go straight to the manager and say something and tell them the numbers aren't adding up. You're missing this certain days by when the check hits, or you go check it before the check hits, and the employee who also a team can go report to a manager as well. Basically, teenagers required to work 18 hours a day during the school week, 8 hours a day on a non-school day, and 40 hours on a non-school week. So 18 hours during school week. So 18 times 5, they gotta be about, let's say 18 times 5. That's 90 hours during the school week. So they come in about 5 o'clock and leave at 2. They have different circumstances if they have to leave work early, especially like they can get a kind of a leeway, stating that they have to leave because they have a certain emergency, or they have a big test coming up and they have to really get up really early for school. They can go. My question is this: how many of you have teenagers who are 18 years old that works in a warehouse, well, any job in general, and struggles with their schedules? Or they just have it all mapped out. They say, okay, I can do this and that, and I still can get my schoolwork done. In today's society, children can get hired at the age of 15 and start working, but they would not work as many hours as normal 18-year-old because of their age. Also because they're so young. But also, teens can get their parents' permission. They only have to, most employers would actually, if you're 15, 16, 17, you have to get permission from your parents. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. So, 18-year-olds don't need permission. 15, 16, 17-year-olds need permission. Okay, the benefits. Employees can get different benefits. Like, for example, they can get health insurance. For anytime they go to the hospital, they can happily use their health insurance to get into place. But some places say you can only use your health insurance if you get hurt or something happens to you at work. So, when something happens at work, you have to go to the hospital saying that, okay, I got injured at work. You have to send your manager your doctor's statement saying you broke some bones, or you had your heart attack or something at work. That company is also required to cover the health insurance of the employee who got injured or something happens to them at work. Also, when employees receive benefits, it can be a good thing, but also a bad thing. Depends how much they give you. Some people can get like, okay, this is like a $2,000, $5,000 health insurance, but others get like a $900 health insurance. Like, you can use for your glasses, anything, like really, you can get all benefits like travel, hotel stays. You can use a lot of stuff. You can use a lot of stuff. You can use a lot of benefits that you don't know that you have yet. How employees get to their area. With some employees, they're happily living out of state. They have to travel by bus, or they drive up, but they be so tired. As soon as they come in, they clock in, get ready to work. They don't feel like walking all the way over to their area. They probably like on the other side of the building. So, people travel something called a bus. They take a bus, or tug, or a different type of vehicle to get to the area and get their job started. So that way it be no hesitation about that at all. So that'll be my last and final quote. Employees who are young and old can work as many hours they want. They can drive any vehicle or ride on a vehicle, get to their area without somebody trying to stop them or discriminate them for their disability or different many other things. Thank you so much.